get to stand up a little bit, work around the end. So what's kind of been behind moving him around?
Well, he's a smart player, and the more looks that we can give the offensive line, especially in a situation like that, where they're throwing the ball 60 times a game, we can't line up and do the same thing all the time. We have to be able to create some confusion and indecision on the offensive line's part. And when you take Danny and you put him out on the edge, that makes him think twice. Oh, maybe this is something different that's coming. He's a smart enough player that allows us to work those adjustments within a game, and I think that benefits us as a team. And so it's probably also kind of fun for him to do something new.
Is that something that you always planned to have Danny do, or is that something that just kind of came up during fall and you kind of?
Yeah, I think that we knew, especially just with the D-line in general and the veteran group, that we could put some things on them in terms of some different scheme things that would allow us to move them around, and so that was kind of something that was in the back of our mind. Whether it's Danny or Hal, any of those other guys, I think they have the intelligence to be able to adjust on the move, and that was evident on Saturday.
What does a guy like Danny at your nose do in terms of just opening up the rest of the defense and the defensive line specifically?
Yeah, well, I think we can work a lot of moves off that, understanding that especially in our 3-down front, he's going to have at least 2 guys on him, and so that should create some one-on-ones from some other guys, especially in our 3-down. In our 4-down, they better have some awareness of him too, because if you try to single block him, he's probably going to beat your guy. And so I think that's something that, again, opens up other opportunities in one-on-one situations for some of our other defensive linemen.
Can you talk about going against passing offenses, prolific passing offenses 2 weeks in a row, and trying to find that depth and that balance and getting the guys rotated? Is that, and then also thinking kind of long term, not to wear too many guys out early. Can you just talk about that balance?
Well, I think that's a concern. When football's becoming an aerobic game, and in this league certainly you're going to have to play a lot of snaps every Saturday on defense, and we don't want to have to play 80 snaps a game on a guy like Danny or Hal, and we get into week 8, 9, 10, and those guys are gassed. It's just miles on the car, So we want to be able to be conscious of that, and try to take some load off them, especially early in the games. That's something we're going to be more conscious of early in the games. So we need them in the fourth quarter. They're fresh to go in the fourth quarter, and also those reps are not building up as the year progresses.
Illinois has had 2 fourth quarter comebacks to get their 2 wins. Can you talk, like you just said, the fourth quarter, making them saving it for the fourth quarter? Can you also talk about the young guys? Maybe you to see them maybe more in the fourth quarter as well, like Elijah, maybe Greg.
I think Elijah's done a nice job. I think what I need to do a better job of is getting those guys involved more in the first quarter and the second quarter, so that we can take some of those reps off our main guys. And game comes down the stretch, game's on the line. You saw it against Hawaii. You saw it last week against Eastern Washington. Those guys got to go. They're going to go, and they want to go. They're competitors. They want to be on the field. And we need to have our best pass rushers need to be on the grass if this is a passing team, and especially if they're trying to come back in that game. The ball's going to be in the air, and so we've got to turn those guys loose and let them do their thing.